And we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to YPN Hot Seat. My name is Dakota Jordan, and I am here with one of my best friends, Terry Liggins, the Hurdle Life Coach. And we are putting him in the hot seat today. So if you have any questions that you want to ask Terry, please put them in the comments below. This is being live streamed, and we will put those comments up and we will ask Terry those questions. I know Terry loves hard questions, so you can sling them all his way. He's got a lot of good stories to share. But we are going to go ahead and get started. Terry, tell us who you are, what you do, and whatever you want to share with the people that are out there on the internet.
Excellent. First, I just want to confirm that we are actually best friends.
Yeah.
I know lots of people, and it really is, you're one of my favorite people in all the world. So it's true, not just saying it, and so good to see you. And I am thrilled to be on the hot seat. My name's Terry Liggins. I am the CEO and founder at the Hurdle Life Coach and also Hurdle Life Coach Foundation. It started about 2 years ago with the intention of me sharing my story to provide hope and inspiration to people who were in similar situations like I was when I grew up in my single parent home. So I'm a first generation college student. I went to the University of South Dakota. I got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and leadership, a master's in administration, and I had no idea I would accomplish those types of things growing up in an inner city. So I started the Hurdle Life Coach to remind people and give people hope that they could do that they can come from adverse experiences and still overcome those hurdles and obstacles in life. About 1.5 years into that process, someone said, well, what is Hurdle Life beyond your personal story, Terry? What happens when people know your story? And that's when we embarked upon creating community programming, which we've been able to do, started a nonprofit, and now I'm leading and guiding both the Hurdle Life Coach and also Hurdle Life Coach Foundation.
I love it. That's awesome. I know that you could talk forever around all of these programs. So we're just going to give people a little bit of a sneak peek on that, more of a reason for them to come and find you and get to know you and learn more about the things that you do.
Yeah.
But tell us, or tell the people a little bit more about specifically what the Hurdle Life Coach Foundation is working on right now in regards to programming or kind of what you're working towards or things like that.
We're working on coaching, education, and mentorship services. When you think about the power of mentorship, I think about how it has impacted my life over the last 5 years the most. And then just generally, when you think about the people that come into your life that have this ability to share with you from their lived experiences, whether successes or failures, some things for you to consider. And mentors help you to just really take off a lot of that learning curve and mistakes that you might make absent of mentorship. I remind people all the time, Dakota, I say, you can achieve your goals all by yourself. We all have what it takes individually to achieve our goals. We were created with that type of ability. But with a mentor, you will get to your goals faster and quicker and with less mistakes. And so what we do at Hurdle Life is mentor youth and adults, particularly that are coming out of detention or incarceration, and helping them to not repeat some of the choices that have led them to those types of situations. So we're doing that right now with our program called Change. We also do education services with what happened in 2020 with the George Floyd incident, with the presidential election, with the pandemic. There was so much opinions and divisiveness that came to the surface. And then there was other people who came to the front line and said, well, how do we unite amongst all of this division? And we at Hurdle Life have begun to stand up to be a part of that bridge that's uniting our community around diversity and equity and inclusion, also what it means to be trauma informed. And we're keeping busy helping organizations guide in that way. And then the coaching service is essentially just a blend of what I just described, but really more at the organizational level, where we're just working directly with executives, helping them to navigate and how to create strategic plans to help move forward the community to be more, as I described, equitable, inclusive, and bolster our mentorship programs.
So there's definitely a lot of things going on. And it seems like lately, you just had a ribbon cutting and things like this where people really know. I mean, I know because I'm your best friend and I've seen you hustling on this for a few years now, but it seems like the community is really starting to pay attention to a lot of the things that you are doing, which I'm sure means that there is a lot on your plate.
Yes.
There might be people in the audience who are like, this thing, you can see in the back corner of my thing. People are starting to take notice of the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
So how can people who are interested in anything that you've talked about, how can they help you right now? Like, how can the YPN community support the work that you are doing right now?
Thank you for that question. Really, I really appreciate that. And I appreciate this platform to say it, because the reality around what we're doing at Hurdle Life and organizations like ours is it's in a nonprofit space. So it's the number one challenge is always finding sustainable funding to be able to keep the doors open, that we can provide impact to the people that we serve, but also that we can grow our team and our capacity. I can only be so many places at once, and I can only facilitate so many programs at once. But if I can get this organization and with the community support to the place where we can scale, where we can bring in more people with lived experience and train them up to be the next credible messenger, the next mentor, the next coach for someone else, we can multiply this model of mentorship and be able to reach that many more youth and adults that we have fallen between the cracks and the margins. So really it's fundraising. It starts with fundraising. Who do you know that I could connect to and have a conversation with about corporate social responsibility, social justice, mentorship? What organizations are you aware of that care about community in the way that we care about it at Hurdle Life? Who can you connect me with to have a conversation? Because if I can get more dollars, we can do more work.
Exactly. I love it. Awesome. So let's switch gears just a little bit. Let's talk about YPN. So how long have you been a YPN member?
Well, I just got my membership this year. I've been kind of hanging out in the fringes for a couple of years. I think I've been technically a guest for a while, but I will be a brand new member as of this year.
Nice. Well, welcome to the crew. And yes, Terry was hanging along on the fringes. If people don't know and they're watching, there are lots of events that you can come to check out YPN before you actually commit to being a member. We love having you come and check it out. If you got some commitment issues, you can come to those events and come visit us. But tell me, so you've been in YPN almost a year now, or you joined this year, so about half a year. So tell me what your favorite YPN event has been so far, kind of how you've gotten plugged in and why.
Yeah. Well, I like all the YPN events, honestly. I just think it's really good energy. I remember a couple key ones, like out at the Prairie Center at Avera and, on the patio over at Pave and things like that. But my favorite YPN event so far is attending the Kringle about a year or so ago. And it was upstairs in the ballroom at the Holiday Inn. And I just really appreciate kind of anything celebratory. So it's kind of a Christmas party, fancy type of deal. I think I went out and bought myself a brand new blazer that day as I'm trying to step my game up to kind of get on the Nate Bosco John level with his swag and things like that. So I remember getting a brand new coat from David Jones Fashion, going into the Kringle, getting to hang out with our friend Christian and you and Kayla and stuff. And it just was a lot of fun, that Kringle that year, and that would be my favorite YPN moment so far.
Yes, the Kringle is by far my favorite event as well, and I think it is definitely probably one of our most well-attended events, because who doesn't want to get dressed up, be fancy, and go to a Christmas party? Like some of the best networking, because a lot of people that don't normally make it to other events, you can meet at that event. So.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that one. Tell us, do you have a favorite YPN story that you'd like to share, or way that YPN has benefited you or your business or something like that?
Yeah, I do. And it's kind of an event-based thing, but it's a kind of a story too. And I really am proud to have played a part in some of the work that the YPN has been doing in that DE&I space. So I remember when you reached out to me directly and said, Terry, we've got a book club we're doing, and we're reading this book called White Fragility. And it is really putting a mirror in front of a lot of us at the YPN. And by us, I just mean us white people. You know, you're pretty candid. You're like telling it how it is. You're like, it's, you know, and as we are trying to navigate how to deal with this fragility and how to include more people in this part of our community, YPN, you like, I hit the brakes on everything and told the whole crew, we've got to get people in here with different perspectives to tell us how to go about this, because we can't figure this out because we don't know this life. We don't know what it is to be marginalized or to be oppressed or to be excluded. Our privilege is exactly that. We've been born into access and to opportunities and to resources. And if we're trying to be more equitable, we've got to start by going to the affected population. And I was so moved by that in my heart, because that's such a sincere and humble thing to do. You know, this work of inclusion requires humility. And humility is this ability to learn from other people, to recognize that you need help, and the willingness to ask for it. And you in that moment embodied that. You are a true leader who leads with what is required for real change, and that's humility. And when you approached me in that way, I felt it in my heart. I might have even teared up in my eyes, because this journey of being born Black or brown in America, being immigrant or refugee, like, it comes with so much hardship and heartache and challenges, and that we just are forced to deal with because we can't change the color of our skin. Yeah. And the history is as it already is, can't be undone, but we can today, presently, acknowledge it, take a collective responsibility, and move forward differently. And you told me that YPN was embarking upon that work, and you were busy and other people were busy having real conversations with people. And those real conversations turned into a real response. And then there was an amazing focus group that we had that was so well attended, and I was so proud to be a part of. And I was so proud of you for your leadership in that. And that to this day has been the most impressive thing I've seen out of the Young Professionals Network. And I continue to look forward to more efforts like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we continue to hope to do more of that work and continue to understand, because it is definitely not a box to be checked. It is continuous work. And I think we can always improve how we are acting as young professionals in our community. We are the people that are going to be taking over leadership and continue to move initiatives like this forward. Yeah. And we just have to take that responsibility as organizations that are really involved in the businesses of our city. So,
amen. And to recognize diversity benefits everyone.
Yes.
You know, diversity is more than color and ethnicity and identity. It is so much more. It's our experiences, it's our belief sets, and certainly there is the diversity that we can see, but there's a lot of diversity that we don't see. But just by honoring diversity, we benefit everyone, because we all have those unique differences.
Yes. And it's, you know, this is something that the YPN has cared about and tried to do something about for a while. And like understanding the different parts of diversity, you know, like YPN isn't just for people who are trying to sell something, right? If you are new to town, if you don't have friends, if you are trying to make sales for your business, if you're just trying to make contacts for whatever it is that you do, like, it's never going to hurt you to know people that you might need to ask a favor from or something along the way. And I have learned so much about different industries in our city and different things that other businesses do. And those have been helpful, you know, just some of the networking that I've done with inside the chamber. Like I never thought that I would be in a position where I would need to hire a commercial cleaner. But now I am, and I knew someone personally because of the chamber that I could call. So you never know when these things are going to pop up. And where you're going to meet someone, and to have that personal connection makes business so much easier, and just life so much easier. So you're never going to know who you're going to meet within YPN. And we want to encourage all people that you are welcome here. And we want to hear about your experiences and what you have to offer the group, whether that's through your business or your personal story. So
love that.
Love that. So let's see. Ooh, I want to ask this question.
Okay.
Because it's one of my favorite questions to ask people. So I want to make sure that we get to it, because I know that both of us are a little rambly, and we always
I think we're doing pretty good, actually.
You are doing pretty good. I give us some hand claps right now. I want to know, what are the 3 words that you would use to describe you? 3 words to describe the Terry Liggins.
Ambitious.
Yes.
Driven and focused.
Okay. Do you want to provide some commentary around why those 3 words?
Well, the first thing is I just didn't overthink it. I just did the first thing that came to mind. I also am faith-filled. I'm family-centered, community-centered. Faith, family, community stuff really drives me. But really, I'm ambitious, I'm driven, and I'm focused. And so ambitious means I'm a big thinker, and I think big. And I believe that there's no goal too big, and I think that there's no road too long. And I just really believe in being able to do anything that you put your mind to. There's a lot of different literature out there, or scriptures that affirm that, to say that you are capable of anything that you put your mind to. Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind can conceive and then believe, it can achieve. One of the scriptures say that you are created in God's image. And so if you believe that, then that is the God of all creation. And so you have the ability to then create. So boom, now whatever it is that you set your mind to, you can do based on either one of those beliefs, which I believe both. So I'm very ambitious. I set big goals. I have high hopes. And then I'm driven, which means I go and get after it. Like I'm ready and willing to wake up each day and try, right? Like that's the baseline and bottom line: effort and attitude. Everything else is variable. I can't control who responds to me, how they respond to me, if it's going to rain, sleet, snow, or shine. Who's going to buy, who's going to not buy. But my effort and my attitude, 100% control every single day. So I'll put a positive mindset on, an optimistic mindset on, and I'm driven. I'll go out and I'll try.
I want to pause you right there, because for some people who might be listening to this right now, they're like, that sounds really great, Terry. I would love to be in that space. Yeah. How do I get there? Because I think sometimes that is all of these things sound great, right? We can scroll past inspirational messages on people's Instagram all day long. And then once upon a time, it just hits you different. So where does that come from for you? Or how do you make sure that you stay in that place?
2 things come to my mind, no particular order, but the first one is gratitude. Right on my Facebook, it says Terry Grateful Liggins. There was a time in my life where I was more consumed about being successful and what it means to have these boxes checked on income level, car size, type, house size, all these different things that is supposed to be successful. But when I moved away from material aspiration and got in touch with my spirit and start leading my life based on gratitude, which gratitude helps me to see of what I have now, the abundance of what I have right now, absent of any other thing that I will achieve tomorrow. Look at all that I already possess today. Yeah. And when I do that, I'm all fired up, because I got my health, I got opportunities, I got amazing friends, I've got this community that's beautiful and embracing diversity and equity and inclusion that leans into me and leans into all of us to say, help. Like there's invitations left and right. Like there's so much that we have possessed in the day that I think sometimes people are so far down the road, Dakota, that they're missing what they already have. And when you can get that and then get gratitude, that's going to turn your positive mindset on. And then your association is your second thing. Who are you hanging with? Who's feeding your mind and your soul? Like if you're hanging around with negative Nancy's and critiques, Carl critiques, and all these people that are just like want to be right instead of want to get well. I don't do right and wrong. I do health and wellness. I do wisdom and foolishness. I hang out with wise people that care about health and wellness. That's why you're one of my favorite friends, right? Because you're going to be Terry, health and wellness tip, right? Get your body together, get your mind together, get your breathing together. So who are you connected to? That's a big part of it too. So it's honestly for me, because I can, I'm a coach and I can go hours on this stuff. I motivate. Attitude, gratitude, association, the right type of friends that can feed into you positive, healthy habits and tips, not just opinions and trying to be right all the time.
Yes. And I love this. Also, if anyone was wondering, if you're like, wow, I just feel like I got a motivational speech for free scrolling through Facebook today. One, you did.
Yeah.
If you ever know of anyone who is in need of a speaker, you have actually been doing lots of keynotes and lots of different breakout sessions and things like that for different conferences. So that is something that Terry has in his resume of things. And if your business or if you know of anyone, give them this guy's name. At the end of this, we will share Terry's contact information. So if you need to get a hold of him, the Her Life Coach can help you with that.
For sure. And I think it's my time. I think this is my season. I've been working hard for 5 years to get to this space in this place. And I'm grateful for the timing of it. Mm-hmm. Now is the time for sure. Corporate conferences, trainings, any of those things and spaces I enjoy being in, giving what it is that has helped me to get to this far. So I appreciate you saying that, Dakota. That third piece was focus. Make your mind up of what you want to be and what you want to do. Right? It takes a little bit of introspection, time with self to get there, but I've been able to get there now. Education, coaching, mentorship, focus. Right? I'm not a cleaner. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a singer. So figure out what your focus is, and then that also helps to drive you as well. So ambition, driven, and then being focused.
I would add to that too, because this is something that I feel like I see. Well, one, I've definitely seen in myself and I've seen in other people. Everyone wants to figure it out, right? We all want to figure out what our thing is. What is the thing that we are going to light the world up? Like, what are we here? What are our purpose? This is going really deep for a YPN Hot Seat. But
I know. I do it all the time. I hope people can anticipate this. I'm going to go deep.
They knew. I feel like they knew. As soon as they saw these two names, they knew. But the longer that you run away from it, right, and you search for it on the outside, if you're scrolling through your Instagram trying to figure out what your purpose in life is, like you're just running away from it, the sooner that you can deal with yourself and go inward, which is sometimes the literal hardest thing to do and isn't the funnest thing to do. But the sooner that you can do that and have that focus of going within and stop looking for outside validation, you are going to come to living out your dreams a whole lot sooner, and also realizing that there is no timeline.
And if you are looking for maybe a motivational speaker, also consider Dakota. She's busy at Frontier Wellness right now, running the gym, climbing and doing breath work and stuff, but maybe she could squeeze in a little motivation herself. You're pretty good there, DJ.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So we just have a few minutes left, but I love this because I feel like we have kind of shown some of the different things that you were involved in, and some different ways that people can help you or connect with you. I know that you are always down to connect with anyone and everyone, and share your story. So let's talk about, oh man, we got 5 more minutes here. So we're going to do one more question, and then we're going to do rapid fire. Okay. And then we're going to kind of go over some ways to connect with you. And then you can leave people with some parting wisdom, with a quote or some advice. So what is the question that you want me to ask you so that you can answer it?
Well,
what are you going to tell the people about?
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot already, but maybe the highs and lows question.
Oh, okay. So, as you have kind of heard through this, as you may or may not know, Terry has been hustling to make this dream come true of the Hurdle Life Coach and the Hurdle Life Coach Foundation and changing people's lives for 5 years. For a long time, he was the single just man solo out there with his name tag on. Terry Liggins is known for having his name tag on 24/7. I would not be surprised at all if Terry sleeps with his name tag on his shirt. He is always ready. He's got a pamphlet in his back pocket. He's got a business card ready to go, and he's got a sales pitch ready for you at all times. He has been hustling harder than I think I've ever seen anyone in the streets, in the community.
That's right.
To tell people about this, his business and his nonprofit that can really change and already has been changing lives. So obviously, going from being just you to having your board of directors to having staff with you to having volunteers to having programming. Tell us a little bit about that journey and the highs and lows, and maybe some, as we talk about mentorship, some ways that you can pass on to any entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs out there, some advice to help them not make the same mistakes or
Sure. Well, time is tight, so if you like any of this that we're dripping, just reach out and we can connect and go deeper. And I'd love to do other conversations like this. Ton of information out there on my YouTube channel and stuff. But I'll tell you this: the high is really just the excitement and the energy of like creating new things and new opportunities and bringing people along with you. Like I really look at my work as writing history with people and helping people into new chapters of their lives, new programs. I love launching new things. I just think the launching of something is so exciting for me. Former track athlete, things like that. I just really enjoy getting off to a start and starting things. So I've helped launch quite a few programs and brands in this community, and that's exciting for me. So that's a high. I get a lot of joy out of that, and bringing people with me. I would say one the challenges is really load. When you are small, when you are young, you don't have as much help as you need to meet all of the demand, and we're still in that space to need more help with the demand. And so it's the kind of a challenge being of knowing what to say yes to, how to, push things down the road that you just can't do right now, learning how to say yes, but not now. And getting to that place of disciplining yourself to know your own capacity when you're moving so fast and gaining ground so quick.
I love that. Great advice and nuggets of knowledge. Mm-hmm. And people can connect with you to get some more, because I'm sure that they want some more. So tell people, I am pulling up our rapid fire questions. So tell the people, if they want to connect with you, what are the best ways to connect with you personally, and also to learn more about the Hurdle Life Coach and the Hurdle Life Coach Foundation?
So Facebook or LinkedIn. I'm Terry Grateful Liggins on Facebook, Terry Liggins on LinkedIn. And then the Hurdle Life Coach also has a business page. And then we've got a YouTube library, the Hurdle Life Coach, and a little presence on Instagram as well. But if you want to reach me, Facebook or Instagram is probably going to be your best bet. Or you can try email at thehurdlelifecoach@gmail.com.
Awesome. I love it. So we always like to do some rapid fire questions, good, fun way to get to know people and some of their preferences. So I know you've watched these before, so you know the drill is don't think about it. I'm going to ask you like this or that, like cats or dogs, and you just got to fire out the first thing. No explanations.
Okay.
That's it. All right. 3, 2, 1. We're going. Call first thing in the morning or call in the middle of the night?
First thing in the morning.
Board games or video games?
Board games.
Photos or videos?
Both.
Social media or text message?
Both.
Take a friend on your family vacation or join a friend on their family vacation?
Both again.
Group hangout or one-on-one hangout?
I like it all.
You got to pick one, Terry.
I'm actually an and both guy. I'm a both guy a lot.
Oh my goodness. French fries or onion rings?
French fries.
There we go. Share food or don't share food?
Share food.
Give a ride or hitch a ride?
Give a ride.
PayPal or Venmo?
PayPal.
Instagram or Twitter?
Insta.
Shopping online or shopping in the store?
In the store.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tats.
Store-bought or homemade?
Homemade.
Planned or surprises?
Planned.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Pizza.
From where?
Sonny's Pizzeria.
Nice. Books or movies?
Movies.
Roller coasters or water slides?
Water slides.
Souvenirs or postcards?
Souvenirs.
Letters or emails?
Letters.
Android or iPhone?
Droid.
Brand name or generic?
Generic.
Bargain or top shelf?
Bargain.
Loud or quiet?
Loud.
I like how you said that so quietly.
Exactly.
Protagonist or sidekick?
Sidekick.
Animals or people?
People are animals.
Did you say people are animals?
Yes.
Mammals. I get it. Weekends or holidays?
Weekends.
Day or night?
Day.
Watch sports or play sports?
Play.
Driving fast or driving slow?
Driving fast.
Driving fast. Okay. Let's see. I always like to throw some. Let me see if I can think on my feet here. Downtown or another side of town?
Central Sioux Falls, baby.
Does that count as downtown-ish?
Holding it down in the central. I'm over here by Pepper Jacks.
Okay. I don't have any more. That's our rapid fire questions, everyone. Really was anticlimactic in the finish there. That's okay. So the last thing that we always like to leave people with is, do you have one short quote to share with people or a piece of advice that you would love to leave the crowd with today?
Yeah, remember this. Life is not wins and losses. Says it right back there. Life is wins and lessons. You know, when you go through what you go through and you might find yourself falling, tumbling, or failing, know that we learn the most in those falls and in those fails. So actually you gain something in that fall or in that fail. And what did you gain? You gained a lesson. So life is not wins and losses. Life is wins and lessons. And as you begin to be a carrier of your lessons onto other people, you become a light unto the world. You become walking wisdom, a lighthouse, a compass, a guide, a helper, making the world a better place. Heart of life.
That's what he's got, ladies and gentlemen. Mic drop. So thank you so much, Terry, for spending time with us, for sharing some wisdom, some mentorship, some motivation. Yes. I hope you guys all enjoyed this as much as I did. Next week, join us right back here live at noon to noon 30-ish. For Jess Hasso is going to be in the hot seat next Friday. So join us here. That's all we have for today. And we will see you next time. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot.